This is not a drill. Archangel Michael saw the contract. 2 people signed it to silence you. Heaven intervene. There is a divine alert echoing through the heavens tonight. This is not a parable. This is not metaphor. This is not a drill. Archangel Michael, warrior of heaven, guardian of divine truth, has been shown the contract, a spiritual pact formed in the shadows. 2 individuals, both cloaked in false light, sign it with full intention to mute your voice, to clip your wings, to bury your message before it reached the masses. They believed they could succeed. They believed you would fold. But heaven has seen it all. Archangel Michael stands now, sword drawn, not to warn you of defeat, but to announce divine interruption. Heaven has read what they wrote. Heaven has witnessed what they whispered. In the realm beyond time, the ink has dried on a document meant to suppress your destiny. But let it be known, what they signed in secret has been brought into the open. Their attempt to hush you was not just betrayal, it was a violation against divine order. And heaven does not take lightly the silencing of one chosen to speak light into darkness. You are not just a bystander in this moment. You are the reason heaven intervened. Your voice carries the vibration of truth, of healing, of awakening. That is why they fear it. That is why they came together. 2 hearts, 1 mission. Silence the soul that dares to disrupt. But they underestimated who walks with you. They underestimated the covenant on your life. And now the tables are turning. They conspired in the night, but light is revealing them by day. And Archangel Michael has stepped forward to declare, their spiritual signature holds no power over a soul protected by divine assignment. A storm was planned, but the atmosphere is shifting in your favor. A reversal has been commanded. Archangel Michael says, this is not a drill. There has been a breach in your atmosphere, a disturbance in the spiritual currents around you. You may have felt it as fatigue, confusion, a sudden heaviness you couldn't quite explain. You may have sensed the strange silence in places where once there was support. Let me confirm, 2 individuals have agreed, have aligned, have entered into an unseen pact, a contract designed not in courts of men but in whispers of deceit, forged to suppress the sound of your rising voice. You are not imagining the sudden pull to retreat. You are not overthinking the friction that emerged from nowhere. You are not paranoid when the room goes silent after your name is spoken. They have indeed tried to cut your connection, to isolate, discredit, and delay. But Archangel Michael was there. Archangel Michael saw the moment the signatures were etched, not in ink, but in energy. And heaven has intervened. The contract has been exposed. This intervention isn't symbolic. It is strategic. The moment the contract was completed, the clock began ticking. Within the next 24 hours, signs will begin to manifest. The very ones who sought to bury you will begin to experience divine disruption. Your plans will falter. Their unity will break. For no agreement made in shadow can override the blueprint of divine purpose. There is a spiritual shaking now. Listen closely. Feel deeply. Everything that was hidden is being unsealed. Your name has reached the throne room, not because you are a victim, but because you are a vessel. Because you are a voice that carries vibration, resonance, and frequency. A voice not born of ego but of mission. And that voice have been targeted because it is waking others up. They knew what they were doing, but they did not know who they were doing it to. Archangel Michael reminds you, when heaven appoints, no human can disappoint. When heaven anoints, no scheme can disjoint. You are standing in a protected space. Even now, Angels have been released on your behalf. You are not alone in this hour. You are not isolated. You are insulated by grace. Let your spirit rise now. Let your courage return. You have not been silenced. You have been sealed. Sealed for purpose. Sealed for power. Sealed for revelation. Their plan to pause you only proved the magnitude of your calling. And now, the countdown has begun. Not for your silence, but for your vindication. The next 24 hours will speak louder than their whispers ever could. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding you. Archangel Michael speaks again. Someone thought they knew you. Someone watched from a distance, pretending to clap, pretending to smile, pretending to support, while quietly questioning, quietly plotting, quietly resenting your rise. There has been a conversation behind your back. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly. A pattern has emerged in the shadows. Two people. Same motive. Same fear. Same false narrative. They agreed. Silence is safer than your truth. You felt the tension. You sensed the shift. The energy around certain names changed when yours started rising. They were fine with your struggle, fine with your quiet, fine when you needed them. But now that your voice is being heard, now that your reach is expanding, that your words are beginning to wake others up, they're not fine. They're threatened. You've been misread, misunderstood, and misrepresented, and not by strangers, but by those who once claimed to be for you. They are rewriting your story without your consent. They are narrating your intentions as if they have lived your journey. Their whispers are cloaked as concern. Their doubts are dressed as discernment. But Michael says, do not be deceived. There is an agenda behind their words. There is jealousy behind their eyes. There is fear behind their smiles. These two individuals didn't just drift into darkness. They partnered in it. They bonded over disbelief in you. They found comfort in agreeing that your light was too much, your truth too raw, your healing too real. And so they conspired, not with swords and shouts, but with silence. Silence meant to isolate you, corner you, exhaust you into retreat. But Archangel Michael declares, they've only uncovered a fragment. They know your name, but they do not know your power. They've studied your past, but they are blind to your destiny. They spoke about what they saw, but they never asked who sent you. This is the hour where clarity becomes your covering. You are not losing your mind. You are discerning what has been hidden. That unease you felt lately, that pressure in your chest, that hesitancy to share your dreams. It's not weakness. It's wisdom. Heaven is alerting you. Heaven is pulling you away from polluted tables, from false alignment, from counterfeit affirmations. The veil is lifting. The truth is surfacing. Let this moment be one of awakening, not anger. Let it stir discernment, not distraction. You are not being gossiped about randomly. You are being targeted intentionally. Why? Because your voice shifts atmospheres. Your presence disturbs the comfortable lies they tell themselves. You are a mirror, and mirrors are feared when people can't face their reflection. Someone thought your silence was submission. Someone misread your humility as hesitation. But Michael says, you were quiet because you were gathering strength. You were still because heaven had you in incubation. But now the stillness is breaking. Now the silence is shifting. And now the storm they summoned is being redirected toward them. And in this very moment, as you read these words, one of the two feels the tension. One of them feels exposed. One of them is already wondering if their name has reached your ears. That's not coincidence. That's confirmation. The spiritual contract they formed was not hidden from God. It was not hidden from the angels. It was not hidden from your purpose. Every line they crossed has been noted. Every lie they whispered has been recorded. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Your support is seen, felt, and deeply appreciated. Type Amen to receive your breakthrough. Blessing number 1212 has entered your timeline. Archangel Michael speaks with clarity and fire. This is not personal. It is spiritual. This is not about ego, competition, or misunderstanding. This is about disruption. This is about your divine frequency disturbing demonic patterns. This is about heaven's assignment stirring up hell's resistance. The two who signed the spiritual contract to silence you weren't simply moved by jealousy. They were manipulated by spirits that fear your awakening. This conflict is deeper than gossip, deeper than envy, deeper than betrayal. This is spiritual warfare disguised as emotional offense. The very moment you chose to step into alignment, the opposition formed. When you raised your voice, atmospheres began to shift. Chains started to rattle. Light began to break through places where generational silence once ruled. That light became a threat, not to people, but to principalities. The enemy does not attack what is not rising. You are not under pressure because you are weak. You are under pressure because you are rising. You are not being resisted because you are wrong. You are being resisted because you are righteous. You are not being targeted because of who you were, but because of who you are becoming. And the two who signed that spiritual contract, they became pawns in a much larger scheme, a scheme to interrupt the sound of heaven that flows through you. Understand this clearly. The attack was not born from flesh and blood, but from realms unseen. Their hands wrote the agreement, but their hearts were influenced by shadows. Their mouths spoke the words, but the source was something older, colder, darker. This is why your soul felt the sting so deeply. This is why the betrayal pierced beyond logic. Because this wasn't just friends turning on you. This was a spiritual ambush, coordinated to dismantle your momentum. But Archangel Michael stands with his sword raised, not in defense, but in declaration. Heaven says, enough. No weapon forged in darkness can override divine destiny. No whisper spoken in secret can override what God has spoken in light. You are not defenseless. You are not forgotten. You are not unprotected. You are surrounded. Surrounded by angels. Surrounded by intercession. Surrounded by prophetic fire. You are anointed. You are chosen. You are under covenant protection. And though they plotted in secret, they forgot one thing. God doesn't need an invitation to interrupt a conspiracy. Archangel Michael saw it. Archangel Michael intervened. And now, that which was formed in silence will be broken in the Spirit. The Holy Spirit is whispering in this moment. Do not respond in the flesh. This battle is mine. Your tears were collected. Your pain was noted. Your confusion was heard. But your purpose is intact. The assignment still stands. And your silence, though painful, has produced power. Power that is growing. Power that is spreading. Power that is awakening others to their own callings. The conflict you're in right now is not to destroy you. It's to confirm you. You've been identified by heaven. That's why hell noticed. You've been marked by purpose. That's why resistance formed. And you've been preserved by angels. That's why the contract has no final say. Let them talk. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Because what is forming around you is not a defense. It's a divine display. God is using this betrayal as a billboard. The silence they tried to force will become the sound that draws multitudes. This message is for you, and you know it. If this message speaks to your soul and you want to uplift this space, consider giving a super thanks. Even a $1.20 gift brings light to others and allows us to keep releasing heaven's words without pause. Your support fuels this mission, and I am deeply grateful. Type I am divinely protected if this message is yours. Blessing code 333 now seals your spiritual gates. Archangel Michael raises his voice now, not in rage, but in righteous urgency. Prepare yourself. What they began in secret will attempt to manifest in the open. The spiritual contract was designed to create interference, not just in energy, but in action. The two who conspired have stirred the air around you, and the turbulence is about to take form. There are movements planned. There are words being prepared. A confrontation is not just possible, it is likely. And heaven is giving you advance notice, not to scare you, but to ready you. Within the next 3 hours or 3 days at the most, a shift will happen. You may receive a message that catches you off guard. You may overhear something that feels like déjà vu. You may encounter someone who repeats back a twisted version of your truth. They are spreading your name. They are twisting facts. They are sowing seeds of confusion with carefully coded language. But you must not panic. You must not engage on their level. Because what is coming is not an attack, it is a test. You may feel the sudden urge to defend yourself, to step out and explain your story, to clear your name. But Archangel Michael warns, that's exactly what they want. They want your reaction to validate their rumor. They want your emotion to cloud your discernment. They want you so busy responding that you stop advancing. Don't give them the satisfaction. Don't trade your platform for a battlefield. The enemy's tactic is old. Stir the pot, then step back and watch the chosen self-destruct. But this time, the story will not go their way. You've grown. You've discerned. You've learned. And this time, you will not respond with impulse. You will respond with insight. You will not react from pain. You will operate from position. The confrontation they hope for will not feed their lie. It will expose their intent. Pay attention to unusual encounters. The energy around you will tell you more than the words. You will see them watching, waiting, testing the waters. They may reach out indirectly, through someone else, through a post, through vague illusions. And some of it may feel familiar. That's because it is. They are repeating old tactics, hoping you are still the same. But Archangel Michael declares, you're not who you were when they first doubted you. You are sharper now. Quieter, maybe. But stronger. Wiser. Rooted in something they cannot access. Divine clarity. Let your silence be strategic. Let your presence speak more than your defense. If you must speak, speak truth, but not for them. For yourself. Speak from authority, not emotion. You are not on trial. You are on assignment. And heaven is your advocate. You don't need to plead your case, because heaven already ruled in your favor the moment they tried to write you off. Archangel Michael is releasing this word so you will not be caught off guard. He saw the contract. He sees the timeline. And he knows what's ahead. Do not be surprised if a sudden wave of accusation tries to rise. Do not be shocked if someone you love begins to act strange. The spiritual pressure is building, but it is not for your harm. It is for your exposure. Not your downfall, but theirs. And hear this clearly. Every action they take from this moment forward will accelerate their own unraveling. The lies will collide. The witnesses will contradict. The story will lose coherence. And the same voice they tried to silence will be the one people run to for truth. Let that settle in your spirit. You are being vindicated not by argument, but by evidence, divinely orchestrated, heaven-approved evidence. And if these prophetic messages are helping you walk through the fire, consider a super thanks. Even a $5 contribution can support this divine mission and allow us to keep revealing what others try to hide. Your help lifts this voice, and this voice, by heaven's command, is here to lift yours. Pipe my vindication is coming if this word hit your spirit. Blessing code 777 is already unraveling the lies. Archangel Michael speaks with calm fire now, a voice that pierces through your restlessness with divine reassurance. Listen carefully. This is not the time to react. This is not the time to explain. This is not the time to chase down rumors or confront those who dwell in shadows. This is the time to anchor yourself in divine stillness. This is the time to protect your peace like sacred territory. Because your silence right now isn't weakness, it is warfare. It is strategy. It is holy. You had nothing to prove. Not to them. Not to anyone. What is happening around you is not an invitation to speak. It is a call to listen. Heaven is orchestrating movements you can't yet see. The angels have already been deployed. The truth is being whispered in places you haven't stepped into. And all you've been asked to do is stay grounded. Stay rooted in who you are. Stay centered in what you carry. Stay quiet, not because you're losing, but because you're being protected. Archangel Michael reminds you, there is strength in restraint. You do not need to counteract every word spoken in darkness. You do not need to correct the lies with explanations. What they intended to trap you with, your own words, will fall flat if you remain still. Every time you withhold your response, heaven magnifies your authority. Every time you pause before reacting, heaven releases clarity into the battlefield. This is your shield. This is your divine defense system, and it's more powerful than any argument you could muster. Let them believe they've won. Let them assume you've retreated. Because what looks like your silence is actually your sanctuary. What appears to them as withdrawal is really alignment. You are not hiding. You are preparing. You are not avoiding. You are evolving. This is your protected season, and heaven is insulating you with wisdom that they cannot access. You are being repositioned in the spirit. Not everyone will see it, but that's the point. The next level of your elevation requires discretion. Not every battle is meant to be fought with fire. Some are meant to be walked through with peace. Let your composure be your commentary. Let your grace confuse the enemy. Let your stillness preach louder than their noise ever could. Archangel Michael speaks again. Do not explain yourself. Not yet. Not here. Not to them. The truth will speak for itself when the time is right. And when it does, it will come with confirmation so undeniable, even those who doubted will be silenced by awe. Until then, guard your energy. Guard your vision. Guard your voice. Do not rehearse the betrayal in your mind. Do not revisit the offense in your thoughts. Instead, center your focus on the one who sees all, the one who intervened, the one who revealed the contract, because his presence is your perimeter, his wisdom is your compass, and His justice is already moving on your behalf. Let heaven fight for you. Let the angels speak in realms you don't even know exist. Your job is not to fight back, it's to stand firm. You are not powerless. You are positioned. You are not voiceless. You are protected. And every lie spoken will eventually point back to the truth that never wavered, your truth, your calling, your divine assignment. If you've been strengthened by these messages and you want to help us continue bringing this divine guidance to others, consider contributing a super thanks. A $10 gift helps us keep going and growing. You make this mission possible. Type I will not be moved if this word confirmed your spirit. Blessing code 444 is now reinforcing your protection. Archangel Michael steps closer now, not in warning, but in declaration. This is the shift. This is the turning of tides. This is the hour where what they planned for your demise becomes the very platform of your rise. You were never being punished. You were being positioned. You were never meant to stay silent. You were meant to rise louder, stronger, and more unstoppable than ever before. And now, the silence they tried to force is becoming the sound of your ascension. You are not who they thought you were. Let that settle in your soul. They misread your humility as hesitation. They mistook your stillness for surrender. They thought you were shrinking, when in truth you were shedding. You were evolving. You were becoming. And now, they are watching someone they no longer recognize. Your posture has changed. Your energy has shifted. You are not walking like someone waiting for approval. You're walking like someone who already received heaven's confirmation. This is the moment where everything they feared becomes real. You're not quiet anymore. You're powerful. You're not second-guessing. You're aligned. You're not doubting. You're declaring. And as you step forward, their influence weakens. Your lies dissolve. Their unity fractures. Because the foundation of their alliance was never truth, it was fear. And fear cannot hold its shape in the presence of divine fire. Archangel Michael declares, you are rising. You are rising from every rejection, rising from every dismissal, rising from every false accusation. And as you rise, something beautiful happens. Heaven begins to reveal you to the ones who need your voice. You are no longer hidden. You are no longer overlooked. You are no longer underestimated. The covering has become a crown. The silence has become a song. You are entering a season where what once hurt you now honors you. The very places where you were silenced will now become places where you are celebrated. The very names that tried to erase you will now echo your greatness without knowing why. This is the divine irony of destiny. Those who tried to bury you will become the soil from which your fruit will grow. Not in revenge, not in bitterness, but in quiet victory, in sacred, undeniable glory. Let the ashes fall. Let the dust settle. Because what remains is indestructible. You are rising with revelation, rising with resilience, rising with restoration. And heaven smiles because you chose stillness over slander. You chose obedience over retaliation. You chose alignment over applause. And now your time has come. The storm is clearing. The air is shifting. And what's being revealed is not just your survival, it's your supernatural strength. Your glow has intensified. Your wisdom has multiplied. Your presence is being recalibrated. You're no longer just showing up. You're being sent. Every step is now sacred. Every word is now weighted. Every movement is now marked. This section of your life is not about proving them wrong. It's about proving heaven right. You are the proof that obedience breeds elevation. You are the proof that silence can be strength. You are the proof that favor doesn't need validation. It only needs vision. And your vision is clearing. Your eyes are sharper. Your faith is deeper. And your steps, they are ordered. If you feel the breakthrough and want to empower this voice that's empowering you, consider a super thanks of $20. Your support doesn't just fund content. It fans the flame of heaven's message in this world. And for that, I am truly grateful. Type I rise in power if this word is yours. Blessing code 888 is unlocking supernatural increase now. Archangel Michael now steps into the light, wings ablaze with justice, voice ringing like thunder over waters. It is finished. The contract they signed has been torn. The silence they plotted has been shattered. The chains they forged have been broken. And now, the resolution begins. The unraveling starts. The divine reversal is in full effect. What they conspired in the dark will now be exposed in the light. Not by your hands, but by heaven's hand. Not through your retaliation, but through righteous revelation. One of the two is already restless. One is already waking in the night, sensing that something has shifted. Their dreams are disturbed. Their peace is fractured. Why? Because the pressure of truth is pressing on their conscience. The lies are heavy now. The weight of dishonor is becoming unbearable. And soon, sooner than they think, one will break. One will come forward, trembling, not from fear of you, but from the realization that heaven saw it all. They will speak, not for your approval, not for applause, but because their own spirit can no longer hold the deception. The contract they signed has spiritual consequences. The more they try to hold on to it, the more their own life will unravel. What was once a whisper between two co-conspirators is now a weight on one soul's back. And the light is getting brighter. Do not be surprised if the truth arrives in an unexpected package. A message, a voicemail, a conversation you didn't initiate. Do not be shocked when someone who once joined the silence suddenly opens their mouth, not just to speak, but to confess. This will not be the justice you imagined, but it will be the justice heaven designed. And beyond the exposure comes the elevation. This betrayal was not just an interruption. It was a doorway, a divine detour, a spiritual upgrade in disguise. Heaven allowed it because heaven planned to use it. And now, the shift begins. You will see relationships rearrange. You will see divine alignments form. You will be placed in rooms that felt out of reach before. Because the spiritual war wasn't about just silencing you. It was about delaying your visibility. But now, the delay is over. The detour ends here. Peace will find you in ways that contradict your current emotions. Peace will wrap around you in places where you once only knew pressure. Peace will arrive not because your enemies stopped talking, but because your soul stopped needing their approval. It's power. That's spiritual maturity. That's elevation. What they meant to be your ending has become your entryway. What they hoped would shame you has become the stage that shapes you. You are being transformed. Not solely but subtly. Not gradually but profoundly. What's shifting now is not just around you. It's within you. You don't think like you used to. You don't carry pain like you used to. You don't break the same. Because you've been through the fire and come out refined. This is the final test before your next elevation. Pass it not with noise but with stillness. Not with anger, but with alignment. Heaven is watching how you carry this victory. And those who once conspired will watch, too, not in triumph, but in awe. because no one expected you to survive that betrayal, let alone rise from it with more power. You are becoming a walking testimony, a living, breathing prophecy fulfilled, and your very presence will disrupt old atmospheres. Your light will challenge old circles. Your voice will echo louder than the silence ever could. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Because what's coming next will make everything they tried to do look small. If this message affirms what your spirit has been sensing, consider contributing a super thanks. Even $1.50 offering shifts more than you realize. Your gift sustains this divine mission and multiplies its reach. Thank you for empowering the light. Type "This is my turning point" in the comments. Blessing code 555 is releasing divine acceleration over your life right now. Archangel Michael does not whisper now. He speaks with divine authority and unstoppable force. It is time. This is not a suggestion. This is not merely inspiration. This is your divine call to action. The silence they tried to force upon you must now be broken by the sound of your own voice, your faith-filled voice, your heaven-aligned voice, your chosen and unshaken voice. The war over your words ends with one decision. Will you rise and declare what heaven has always known about you? You cannot stay still anymore. You cannot shrink anymore. The hour has arrived where your agreement with heaven must be louder than their agreement against you. They signed a spiritual contract to stop you. Heaven signed a covenant to elevate you. You must now align with that covenant, through action, through declaration, through unshakable obedience. Say it. I am not who they said I was. Say it. I do not belong to their narrative. Say it. I am rising now. And say it again until the vibration of the truth echoes into every dry place in your spirit. You are not just here to survive. You are here to interrupt. You are here to ignite. You are here to set captives free. Your life is the message. Your voice is the breakthrough. Your testimony is the key that will unlock others. And your yes, your radical, unrelenting yes, will activate the angels again and again and again. Now is the moment to shake the dust off. Shake the fear off. Shake their labels off. Declare your identity. Declare your mission. Declare your breakthrough. Let the atmosphere hear you. Let the enemy know you will not back down. Let the heavens see you step into divine alignment. What you speak today activates the path forward. What you declare now breaks chains in both seen and unseen realms. Do not wait for the perfect moment. This is the moment. Do not wait for their validation. You already have heaven's confirmation. Do not wait for comfort. Elevation always demands movement through discomfort. You are not here to fit in. You are here to stand out. And this declaration you make today marks a shift that will ripple into every area of your life. You are not powerless. You are prophetic. You are not abandoned. You are appointed. You are not confused. You are called. And when you speak, when you rise, creation responds. Doors open. Delays break. Cycles collapse. Favor flows. All of it activated through your voice. Heaven had been waiting for this sound. Your sound. Archangel Michael stands beside you now, ready. The contract they form is void. The silence they cast is cracked. And now you must choose. Will you declare your identity? Will you stand in your truth? Will you activate what has been waiting on your agreement? Because when you speak, when you claim your inheritance, angels move. Doors respond. Cycles shift. Contracts dissolve. The voice that was once targeted is the very sound that brings prophetic justice into motion. If this message hit the core of your spirit, consider supporting this sacred space with a super thanks. Even a $10 contribution ignites more moments like this for others just like you. Those ready to rise, declare, and walk into destiny. You matter. Your support echoes in eternity. Now type "I step into my divine voice" in the comments. Lesson code 000 has just activated your next assignment. Archangel Michael now places his hand over your spirit, steady and strong, with the force of heaven behind his final declaration. You are not a victim. You are the revelation. You are not the one they silenced. You are the one heaven has now released. You are not the one they buried. You are the one the tomb could not contain. The storm is passing. The shaking is ending. And what remains is holy. What remains is divine. What remains is unstoppable. What remains is you. Yes, you. The one they overlooked. The one they whispered about. The one they underestimated, doubted, and dismissed. The one they tried to bind with invisible threads of manipulation and fear. You are still here. Not broken. Not bitter. Not bound. You are still standing. Still rising. Still glowing. Still chosen. And more than that, you're becoming who they never imagined you could be. They thought the silence would break you. They thought the isolation would unravel you. They thought the contract would define your outcome. But heaven flipped the script. What they meant for harm became the very stage for your divine unveiling. What they thought would silence your voice became the wind beneath it. What they attempted in secret has now become your public stage of glory. Let this be your closing declaration. You are no longer explaining. You are embodying. You are no longer just dreaming. You are walking in manifestation. You are no longer carrying the weight of their betrayal. You are now crowned with the weight of glory. This is not poetic. This is prophetic. You are walking, breathing, living proof that light cannot be extinguished by darkness, that divine purpose cannot be rewritten by man-made plans. Archangel Michael says, you are light in human form. You are fire wrapped in flesh. You are destiny cloaked in humility. And your very existence is a disruption to darkness. So rise, chosen one. Not in arrogance, but in assignment. Not in revenge, but in radiance. Not with noise, but with a presence that cannot be denied. Let them whisper. Let them wonder. Let them watch. You don't need to respond to the noise. You are the response. You don't need to demand justice. You are the justice. Your breakthrough is louder than any accusation. Your consistency is silencing their speculation. Your peace is confusing their plans. And your presence is proof of prophecy. You were never small. You were simply in preparation. You were never forgotten. You were simply hidden. You were never dismissed. You were simply preserved. And now, you are fully seen. Not by them, but by the ones who matter. By the ones assigned to receive from you. By the ones whose freedom is attached to your voice. And yes, by heaven, you carry divine light. You carry a sound that delivers. You carry a fire that refuses to be extinguished. And even when they tried to cancel your calling, heaven already wrote the end of the story. They cannot touch what God has sealed. That's the verdict. That's the affirmation. That's the final word. Walk forward now, not quietly, but confidently. Speak, not to explain, but to expand. Declare, not to be heard, but to activate. You are the shift. You are the sound. You are the revelation they feared, and the deliverance someone else prayed for. Let your journey now be filled with grace, glory, and grounded authority. Heaven stands with you. Archangel Michael stands beside you. The spiritual contract against you has been overruled, and your new season has begun. Watch my channel videos regularly. This is not your ending. This is your equipping. Each message you receive here is oil for your lamp, strength for your spirit, and strategy for your next level. Stay close. Stay ready. Stay aligned. If you felt the shift in your spirit and want to keep this fire burning for others, consider a super thanks. Your $10 or $20 contribution goes far in expanding this divine work. You are not just a viewer. You are a vessel. You are a part of this mission. Now type "I am the revelation" in the comments. Blessing code 9999 is now sealing your new chapter with divine affirmation.